So once you pick the project, how do you make it succeed? Well, I'm going to cover two areas, QCSS and simplicity. QCSS stands for quality, cost, schedule, and scope. And the rule is, in specifying a project, you get to pick 3. Any 3, but you can only pick 3. What tends to happen, though, is you get all 4 picked. And it's kind of like me going to a home builder and saying, okay, I want a really high-end house. I want all crown moldings. I want gold-plated fixtures. I want granite countertops. I want just any state-of-the-art device that makes sense in a house. Okay, and I want a 5,000 square foot house, 3 levels, full basement. I want you to do it in 3 months, and I want it to cost under $40,000. Okay. That's an impossible set of requirements. The only thing you can do is to pick the ones that make sense and figure out what the others are by determining what the process is. But what makes matters worse with these 4 variables is that there is a nonlinear relationship between the variables. An example of a linear process would be if one woman could have a baby in 9 months. If things were linear, then 9 women could have a baby in 1 month. Okay. Or if I had a room that was estimated to take 1 painter 8 hours, then I might think that 2 painters could do it in 4 hours, and maybe 4 painters could do it in 2 hours, and maybe 8 painters could do it in an hour. But I don't think there's any chance that 16 painters could do it in half an hour, or 32 painters could do it in 15 minutes. So what's happening here is the curves actually reverse. You actually get to the point where at some point adding more labor to a project, whether it's IT or anything, can make the project run longer. This is a specific set of data from an IT project. This was gathered by the Software Genome Council, and the way to read this is the IT group initially came up with an estimate that's on the top line that would take 6 people, 13.6 months, and $416,000 to do this project. Now, management trusted IT. That wasn't the problem. This wasn't a trust issue. The problem was that 13.6 months. They wanted it faster. And so the IT group went through a successive set of estimates on what it would take to be able to bring the time down. And they finally ended up with, they brought it from 13.6 months down to 8.3 months, but only by multiplying the labor by a factor of 11 and multiplying the cost by a factor of 7. Okay. That's nonlinearity in action. So the key message here is that the user has to emphasize the quality, cost, schedule, scope variables that are most important, and you have to accept the outcome on the other variables. And my own recommendation in general is do things in high quality and small steps, because with high quality and small scope, you usually have a short schedule, so you don't have that problem with the job tenure of the sponsoring executive, and you actually have nonlinearity work for you, because on the close end of doing projects, you can actually get a multiplier effect. Small teams are generally more effective at doing a small project than large teams are at doing a large project.